Welcome to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with Rebecca Hall Gruyter. In our program each week, we provide the tools, ideas, and encouragement to help you move ahead on your journey, becoming a more powerful and impactful woman in your own life. Now here's your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter.
Welcome, everyone. I hope that you're having an amazing day. Honored to be connecting in with you. And today, we're going to be talking about overcoming challenges. I find we so often start our things we want to do during the year or goals that we have, or even our list that we make for today or this week that we're going to move forward. And then challenges come up and we get sidetracked. And then the end of the day or the end of the week or the end of the month, we check in and we realize, wow, we're not moving forward on some of the things that we wanted to move forward on. Today, we want to really look at how do we navigate, not if challenges come up, when challenges come up, because they will. How do we continue to move forward in positive and powerful ways in those areas that mean the most to us? So we're continuing to bring forward things that matter to us, even when challenges or unexpected things come up. How do we regroup and tap into our resilience and continue to move forward no matter what? Where our amazing guest has come through so many things and is dealing with some challenging things on a daily basis, and yet has found a way to continue to move forward and recenter, regroup, stay encouraged, and keep moving forward. So I'm very honored and excited to have her joining with us today. I'm really looking forward to our conversation, and I want you, as our beautiful listeners, to really take some time to pause, to breathe in through the nose, all the way to your toes, and then out. And breathe in again. Hold that beautiful breath and oxygen in, and then out through your mouth like through a straw. Beautiful. Keep breathing as you become more connected and centered. And when we're able to mindfully, purposely, intentionally connect in, to breathe, to be present in the moment, realizing that is enough. It helps us breathe in all that beautiful oxygen and support, and breathe out all those things that no longer serve, creating room and space for more. And when we choose to be present and we create that space and that connection, that intention, it helps us really drink in and receive everything that is here for you. And I want that for you. I want you to be able to pull in to receive everything that is here. And in fact, if we can come together again with that purpose and that intention as we're breathing and connecting, I invite you to put both hands on your heart. Notice the beat of your heart. And then notice that pause in between the beats. And as you're noticing, becoming still and listening, what is it your heart is sharing with you today? What wisdom, reminder, need, question, feeling? What is it that your heart is sharing with you? And as you receive that, I also invite you to feel in and ask yourself, ask your heart, what is it that you need today? What is it that will encourage, empower, support you? What do you need real time to serve and support you? What are you needing? And we're not talking about the how. We're talking about what. What is it that you need that you are willing to receive? And just see what comes forward? Beautiful. I invite you to take another deep breath. Eyes open, fully present. Beautiful. And take a moment and write down what was laid on your heart. What is it that you need and are willing to receive? And what is that special heart message that was coming forward? Ask you to write it down. That helps bring it into reality. It helps co-create it. Instead of it being someday swirling around in you, you're really bringing it forward, giving it attention and support. And part of our goal today in connecting and supporting you in how to overcome challenges, how to move forward, is I want you listening for support, information, things that are going to bubble up as we share and talk with you today, and have that paper ready to write down those insights, those aha moments, those things that are supportive to you. And we'll give you breaks throughout the show where you can pause, you can integrate, you can really take in all that is serving you. You can integrate it, not just add it to a to-do list, but really intentionally bringing it forward. With that, we're going to go around our virtual room. I'm going to bring aboard our amazing guest and really have her share what was laid on her heart when she took a moment to stop, pause, and listen. So Candace, I'd love for you to share what was laid on your heart.
This morning, what was laid on my heart was that you are loved, you are valuable. Today is a day to give thanks to God and that He is watching over me every second of the day.
I love that. So really loved and valued, and to give thanks as you really embrace and know and feel that truth. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And listeners, I hope you feel that love and that value and that support as we connect in over the airwaves, and we are really on a heart level. That's why I love to connect in the heart first, on a heart level, drinking in that message. I think we forget how loved we are, how valued we are. And I want you to really hold that feeling, those emotions that bubble up as you drink in how loved and valued you are. And see, does thankfulness pop up? Does joy? Does it just feel so good to be held in this space and loved? See what is coming forward, how that's adding to what was laid on your heart. And we'll continue our conversation in just 2 minutes.
Follow Voice America at facebook.com/Voice America for juicy updates from your favorite radio shows and podcasts.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
Voice America programs are now available on your favorite connected device, including Amazon, Alexa, and Google Home. Through streams with Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, and iHeartRadio, listening to your favorite show is as easy as saying the show name followed by the word podcast.
Hey, Alexa, play Finding Your Frequency podcast.
If that doesn't work, try adding on TuneIn or on iHeartRadio or on Apple Podcasts.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at speakertalentsearch.com. That's speakertalentsearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
It's your world. Motivate, change, succeed. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope that you enjoyed that loving space to just really sit for a moment in. I always find it feels so good to remember that we are loved and valued just as we are. And to really be able to drink that in fully, deeply, and step forward and navigate through our days in that truth. So I hope as we continue our conversation, you will just keep holding that energy and space in your heart and in your spirit. And I am really honored to introduce our amazing guest. So Candace Taylor was originally from Ohio. She graduated from the Georgia State University with a BS in exercise science. In 2016, she faced the challenge of complex regional pain syndrome, known as CRPS diagnosis. Through her struggle with chronic pain, fueled by her faith in God, she has redefined CRPS. So I love this. She chose to redefine the diagnosis as conqueror of rising past syndrome. How powerful is that? I love that she chose what those letters stand for her. So I love that. So she's resiliently, powerfully moved forward, and then has also had COVID-19, a battle with long-term COVID-19 that has been added to the mix. And this actually caused her to lose her voice for 5 months, teaching her the value of her voice. And she is excited, and I'm so thrilled she has her voice to share with us today her message and all those things in her heart. Please lean in. Warmly welcome the powerful, heart-centered, and dynamic Candace Taylor to the show. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Miss Rebecca, for having me on today's show.
You are so welcome. I'm thrilled to have you. And I love taking a moment to really think about our voice and what it would be like to lose it for not just a day or a week, but for a period of time like you did. And it can even be, we may have wonder, and I'm curious about this. So if we start with that, I'd love to start with the loss of your voice. And did you know it would come back? What helped you continue to go forward during that time of not being able to speak and use your voice for 5 months? Share a little bit of what that was like and maybe some of what you learned on that journey.
Yes, so when I lost my voice, it made me realize I was taking my voice for granted. Mm-hmm. And I had become muzzled as a person from situations that occurred. I used to sing on the praise and worship team, and then I was unable to do so because the situation happened. And it allowed me to realize that don't allow any challenge, any circumstance to muzzle you. Don't let fear get in the way. Don't let shame or guilt get in the way, that your voice is needed and someone's out there that's ready to listen to your story.
That is so powerful, because I do think we have that happen in our lives where we'll shrink back, or we'll not speak our truth, or we'll get shut down in different ways, muzzled. And I love that reminder that our voice is needed, to not let that ever be held back. And I'm curious, as you went on that journey and 1 month passes, 2 months pass, did you know your voice would come back? Were you assured of that? Or were you finding at times you were thinking, how do I move forward not being able to use my voice? I'd love to know a little bit of that, and how you kept yourself encouraged and able to step back into using your voice.
Yes, so I really didn't know if my voice would come back, because after a week had passed, I'm drinking teas and doing natural remedies and not talking. And my voice would go in and out. There was one particular time where I reached out to my counselor for a session because I believe that you have to have the whole person whole mentally, physically, and spiritually. When I couldn't say a word, one of my COVID friends or pray, she asked me to type the prayer out to her. And then she ended up recording the prayer and praying what I sent her. When I couldn't pray, I would pray in my head and I would continually confess the word found in Psalms 118:17. I shall live and not die and declare the works of the Lord. So I had to constantly say that in my head because it felt like I didn't know what was going to happen. One of my chiropractors, Dr. Noel, he took the time to give me a systemic enzyme and he gave me a regimen to take that, and that brought back my voice.
How powerful. And just as I really hear and drink in what you're sharing, I thought, what a beautiful way for someone to come alongside and, in a sense, be your voice with that prayer and to reach out. It's actually bringing emotion to my eyes. I mean, just how loving and supportive that was for them to come alongside you and say, what is it you're wanting to say? What is the prayer? And then to record it in their voice and give that to you. So they were being your voice in that, which is just, what a powerful gift. And then to also have this amazing healer come alongside you and help you take the steps to bring that, your voice. When it came back, because this was a five-month process, when it eventually came back, were you a little bit tentative or were you just excited? What was that like when your voice came back?
When it came back, I was kind of hesitant because sometimes, it would go out when it would come back. And so when it came back, I was like, I will not let no obstacle or no struggle keep me from being silent anymore.
I love that. So it created this fire in your belly around
Yes.
speaking and bringing your voice forward. And it is definitely a gift to us today that you are leaning in and sharing. And I think that's so important for us to remember to not take certain things for granted, but to really, like we have today, we don't know for sure if we'll have our voice tomorrow, if we'll even have tomorrow. We have today, we have now. And I think it's so important that we choose to use that time, that day, that moment, our voice when we have it, when we have that opportunity, not someday, not when I get one more degree or one more thing, or I learn one more way of doing something, but really choosing to step forward now and using what we have, to bring forward the things that matter most to us. I think that's so important that today matters how we show up and to the way we choose to use our voice, our energy, our avenues for reaching people. It really, really matters. And I keep hearing that there's someone here today that needs to hear what you have to say. I think that's just so important that you shared earlier in our conversation. So thank you. I appreciate you focusing on a voice. It's something that matters so much to me in our show and podcast. And I love that you are reminding us to really embrace and use, to not be muzzled, to really bring forward our messages, especially those in our heart and our spirit. The other thing I wanted to talk about a little bit today is this CRPS that you've had and this chronic pain that you are navigating through. And you chose to not just accept this diagnosis the way it was defined as complex regional pain syndrome, you redefined it. And I'd love for you to share why you decided to do that and how that has shifted things for you by choosing your own definition.
Yes. So I got diagnosed with complex regional pain syndrome in 2016. And it was to the point where I couldn't even drive. I couldn't even open up a bottle of water with my right hand. And I was like, I'm not going to let this diagnosis stop who I am as a person. I have to find another way to not fall into depression, because it's easy to do when you're in high level pain, or fear of like what's going to happen. So for some reason, I heard courageous. You are courageous. You are courageous every time you go to the doctor's appointments. You are courageous every time you show up for yourself, even in the midst of the pain. And then you have to be resilient. When your body is in pain, it causes burning sensation, like a sunburn times 10,000. And so it's to the point where I couldn't even wear clothes. The lightest fabric couldn't touch my skin. And so I had to be resilient. Yes, I had to pause and take a rest, because you never know when the flare is going to last. It could last up to hours, weeks, or months. Mm-hmm. And so when I got COVID, my CRPS was reactivated, and it lasts for at least 2 months. The whole time I kept calling my doctor. And then I had to know, Candace, you are powerful. You are powerful, because not because it's your own self, it's because Jesus, who lives in you, he's the one that gives you power. And then after that, I knew that I could face any storm, even through the pain, the setbacks, and just knowing that you are courageous through it all.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. And I know pain can just make everything harder and can just wear on a body and a spirit. And I love how you were able to own and embrace that you are courageous, resilient, and powerful. And I believe there is someone, if not multiple people, listening today that need that reminder that you are far more courageous than you know, and resilient and powerful. And you can overcome any of those storms, and you are never alone. And just reminding that you of that and embracing that. We are getting ready to go to our next commercial break. And as we do so, listeners, I invite you to stay in this space and really hear the words that Candace is sharing, and let them just ripple over you and in you, and see what they're bringing up in these important reminders about how courageous, resilient, and powerful you are. We'll continue our conversation in just 2 minutes.
A little birdie told me Voice America is on X. Follow us at Voice America TRN.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at speakertalentsearch.com. That's speakertalentsearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
Have you become a member yet? Sign up now to become a member of Voice America. It's always free and easy. Plus, you get to take advantage of some great member benefits. Get unlimited access to millions of hours of on-demand content across all of our channels. Keep track of your favorite episodes, shows, and hosts in your own customizable library. Find out what shows you might be interested in based on your favorites. Plus, you get insider access with our newsletter. Membership gives you more. Sign up at voiceamerica.com and click register at the top right.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
It's your world. Motivate, change, succeed. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope that you enjoyed that time of really being present with what is speaking to your heart, and that reminder that you are courageous and resilient and powerful, that your voice matters. It makes a difference, and to not let that be muzzled, to really lean into the opportunities you have to share and encourage and add your beautiful voice and message to the fabric of life, really bringing that forward to share for you and what you're called to bring forward, but also that there are people waiting for your voice and your way of sharing things. And it matters and makes a difference. You create a powerful ripple as you share out and can impact people in such amazing ways. So being willing to share your voice and bring it forward. And I was talking with Candace behind the scenes a little bit about having her share what has really encouraged her. So Candace, I'd love for you to share some of what encouraged you on your journey and any tips or advice that you have from that to share with our listeners who may be in their own storm right now.
Yes. While going through COVID-19 from 2020 until now, one thing that encourages me is practicing gratitude. It taught me never take the simple things for granted, like our voice, like being able to wear clothes without pain, being able to walk without pain, being able to sit without pain. Don't take those simple things for granted. So you could always journal, write 2 to 3 things that you're grateful for. I'm grateful that today is Thankful Thursday. I'm grateful, that I have food to eat. I'm blessed, regardless of what you may face as far as your circumstances. Always find 1 or 2 small things that you're grateful for. And sometimes I had to do a detox from social media to figure out what was going into my eyes and my ears. So I could focus on myself as a compassionate person. Sometimes I have a way of just like trying to help others, but then I knew I had to choose myself in this journey because I had to fight an unknown illness that doctors didn't have answers for. Affirmations, I'm worthy of love. I'm worthy to receive every blessing. I am more than a conqueror. God will send the right people to assist me on this journey. Troubles don't last always. By his stripes, I am healed. Isaiah 53:5. And just making sure that I encourage myself by reading the word of God, finding an inspirational song or a worship song. One song that I listened to this morning was All of My Help Comes from the Lord. And so that's what's really been keeping me is my faith in Jesus. He held me together when I felt like that I was going to fall apart. It was him that I was able to lean on. I was able to talk to him in the midnight hour, 2:00 in the morning, 3:00 in the morning. You're just able to have that conversation. You can pray to our Heavenly Father, Jesus, throughout the day. And it doesn't have to be fancy. It could be like, help me, Jesus. Help my mind. Give me peace in my mind. Lord, I'm not feeling good today. He even understands our weaknesses. And it reminds me of the scripture it's found in 1 Peter, to cast all your cares upon God, for he cares for you. And that's in, I believe, 1 Peter in chapter 5, 5 and 7, to cast every care. And those cares could be anxieties, worries, concerns. Give every care, whether it's financially, emotionally, physically. You can give it all to Jesus, and he will make sure that he takes care of you.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate how you're giving us such great examples of things that we can bring to God, things that we can ask for help in, and things that we can be grateful for. Because I think sometimes we make it more complex and harder than it needs to be instead of it being this very personal, real connection and relationship that you can have. So I really appreciate you sharing that and giving us some things that we can do and start to bring into our life to encourage us and help us weather storms. And that really appreciating some of the things that I think we just take for granted. I didn't really think too much about my clothes being painful or not painful to wear today, and just assumed they would be comfortable and move forward. And that just gave me a pause, like, wow, what if even the fabric touching my skin hurt? And all day I was struggling with that, trying to navigate and do all the different things that I do. So I think it's really important that we do remember things to be grateful for that we do have in our life, and that can help us be encouraged and feel abundant. Regardless of the circumstances around us, we can choose what we focus on and how we navigate. So I really appreciate you sharing us. And I'm curious on these journeys, because these have been long journeys that you're on. It wasn't just a week or a month. These have been years that you are navigating these things, and months without a voice. Was there something that either sparked or gave you encouragement? I know there are many times where I just say, I really need some encouragement right now. And I ask God to just give me something, and it can come in all different ways. Something that makes me smile, or reminds me of how loved I am, and how what I'm struggling with is being seen and cared about, and that I'm not alone. I'm curious if you found that you prayed for encouragement, or is there a moment that kind of sparks in your heart as I share that?
Yes. So one thing I noticed that is that God will place strangers or people you never met to assist you on your journey. For example, I was wanting some nothing bundt cakes, a strawberry flavor, and at the time it was only seasonal. And so the manager found out, I guess, that I was speaking with the manager, and I was letting her know I wasn't feeling good, but I wanted to order the strawberry flavor because it was going out of season. And she put on my bag, when my friend picked up my cakes, feel better or whatever. And so it let me know that people are there to help you. You have to reach out to community for help. You can't do life alone. I used to be an isolator, but I found out that would just cause you to sink if you try to isolate yourself. You have to surround yourself with like-minded people. You have to refill, how the car, we have a gas tank. You have to refill yourself up with hope, with strength, and that may cause you to take a pause, rest, and regroup, just to endure. For example, it is painful for me to wear clothes every day. So I've had to navigate that challenge by buying larger size clothes, or pretty much wearing sweatpants or outfits. I'm still trying to navigate that part. But even in the midst, I'm grateful that I'm still here, and I'm grateful that God took the time to restore my voice.
Beautiful. Well, and I love that we can get that encouragement. And I was thinking about, one, you had to be vulnerable and share that you were struggling, and that cake, that treat mattered, was something that mattered to you and was going to uplift you. And then that was heard, and that extra touch, that message was then shared. That person had an opportunity to use their voice in a written format, so to speak, and get a message forward. Like, we can take those moments and pauses to encourage each other when we have that touch on our heart. Sometimes we overthink it, or we analyze it away, or I'm sure they're fine. But I think when we feel that pause or that pull, there's a reason. And to honor it, to take that moment and write that note, or let somebody know that they matter to you, or you heard them, or you're holding space for them. I think that creates such great encouragement. But it also means we have to be somewhat authentic and vulnerable. And when we're struggling with something, I like how you said you used to be an isolator, like you were willing to take that wall of separation down a little bit and share from a very, here's where I'm at place. And you were received and encouraged. So I think we can't expect people to read our mind or just know. It's important to let people know when we're struggling, and allow that support in, and to be able to encourage and give it to others. And even today, you didn't let that you're struggling with that weight of clothing and fabric against skin. You navigated through that. You're finding your way, and you showed up today to use your voice and encourage us and share from your experience in the journey. And that's a beautiful bridge you've created and inspiring words. And I know it's a ministry to people's hearts right now. We need to be reminded that we are loved and valued, that we are not alone, and that we are and can be courageous, and to just keep stepping forward. But it's not a solo journey. Let's let people in. Let's bring those connections, and let's lift each other up. Be mindful of what we're echoing out and sharing out into the world. And I encourage us to be positive and to be encouraging, loving, and uplifting. And I love this also reminder, because we can get so good at pouring out into others. We forget to fill our tank. We forget to fill our well. And so making sure that you're bringing in things. I like how you shared, listening to a song, spending time in scriptures, letting yourself pause and recenter, writing things you're grateful for, affirmations, like doing those things to fill you up so you are able to share and pour into others. Anything you would add to that?
Yes, you just have to look at yourself in a mirror. And the mirror could be the form of journaling, therapy, or conversations with trusted friends. And when you're honest with yourself, that may sometimes come with being uncomfortable to start the process of healing. You have to look at what's going on in your heart and your mind. And it allows us just to uncover the fears and beliefs that hold us back.
Yep. And once we're aware, then we can start to navigate through, but not hide from.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you. Well, we're getting ready to go to our next commercial break. And as we do so, listeners, I want you to think about what Candace is sharing, how it's speaking to your heart and to your spirit, whether you're in a storm or someone is, or, one that may be coming in the future, because we all weather storms. And what are some of the practices you can bring into your daily life to help you weather those storms, to help encourage you, and perhaps be able to encourage others? We'll continue our conversation in just 2 minutes.
Voice America is on LinkedIn. Connect with us today.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
You need to live up to your full potential. You've heard that for years, but now there's a channel to help you get there. Introducing the Voice America Empowerment Channel. Our listeners have told us that they want to be motivated, hear about success stories, and positive encouragement around the clock. And we've responded to you. The Voice America Empowerment Channel is the home of the world's top life coaches, entrepreneurs, and success experts. Listen to the Voice America Empowerment Channel. It's here at voiceamericaempowerment.com.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at speakertalentsearch.com. That's speakertalentsearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
Find out what makes the most successful people tick. Keep listening to the Voice America Empowerment Channel. voiceamericaempowerment.com.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes and that opportunity to just really sit and let this information, these insights, perspectives sink into you. deeply and support you. And I find sometimes when I have information or insight like that that touches me deeply, it shifts things. I can feel things moving inside of me. And just taking a moment to really allow that movement, that shifting. I find if I pause and breathe, like we did in the beginning, and allow all of that support, because as it shifts, I find there's new space that opens up. And so I breathe in information and support or encouragement, whatever it is I breathe in that assists in that shift, in that movement. And then I breathe out, releasing those things that are ready to be released, not some things that I need to continue to carry or bring forward. And then I breathe in again, and it creates room and space for more. I encourage you at the end of today's show, give yourself a few minutes, an opportunity to really drink in and write down a couple of things that you're going to be bringing forward. That as a result of our time together, here's a shift, or here's something I claim, or here's something I want to remember, or here's something I now own on a new level. Whatever that is that you own, you claim it, you're a practice you're going to bring forward. And give yourself time to breathe that in, to integrate it a bit, and then choose from that place and that perspective how you're going to navigate forward, who you're going to be, what you're going to even appreciate or notice as you navigate forward. Because I remind you guys of this frequently, but I find I need to be reminded frequently that the day doesn't get to be in charge. The to-do list doesn't get to be in charge. I do. I get to choose how I spend my time, how I spend my energy, what I now prioritize and build into and step forward in. So when I take those times to pause and choose, I'm able to consistently be more of who I want to be and who I truly am, or who I'm becoming. And I get to choose what I'm bringing forward, that doesn't get lost in the shuffle of the day or the to-do list. So give yourself that time. I also want to remind you that this is not a solo journey, that you can allow in that support, whether it's listening to programs like ours or shows or music, even the music you're listening to. Be mindful of what you're bringing in and those that you are putting into your community that get to walk beside you on the journey, because it's not a solo journey. You don't have to do it alone. And I love how Candace has come alongside us today and shared from her journey what she's discovered and learned. And I want you to be able to go deeper with Candace, to be able to connect, to add her as a resource in your toolbox, in a sense, to be able to connect and continue to drink in her wisdom and insight. So with that, I would love for everyone to have their paper and pen ready. And Candace, I'd love for you to share your contact information, the best way for people to go deeper. And then also, I know that you have something coming out as well. So I'd love for you to take a moment and share about that and the best way for people to get connected with that too.
Yes. So my contact information, you can follow me on YouTube, and it's at Candace, Candace Taylor, Taylor 3803. So it's at Candace Taylor 3803. You can also email me if you have any questions. The email address is unmuzzled9@gmail.com. And my book, Unmuzzled, is coming out on April the 25th. Pre-orders are now available on Amazon for the Kindle versions. So please grab a copy. And if you have, like I said, if you have any other questions, feel free. You can email me at unmuzzled9@gmail.com, YouTube at Candace Taylor 3803, and also Instagram, that's CRPS_Conqueror.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing today. I'm excited for your forthcoming book. So congratulations. I know that will absolutely, I know that will support many, many people. And then is there any final tip or thought you wanted to give our listeners today as they get ready to go back out into their day?
Yes. Always imagine someone out there is waiting for you And someone needs to hear your unique experiences, whether it's shaped by your past, your present, and even trials. Those lessons carry insights that can pave the way for others. So just don't let fear paralyze you. Keep going. If no one's told you that you are loved, I'm going to tell you that you are loved, you are forgiven. Most of all, Jesus loves you. You can accept him in your heart. If you don't know him, just say, Lord Jesus, I believe that you are my Lord and Savior. Please forgive me of all my sins. And I ask you to wash me away with your blood and ask you to fill me with your peace, fill me with your love, and fill me with your joy throughout this journey, because you said in your word, you will never leave me nor forsake me.
Beautiful. Thank you, Candace. I so appreciate you joining us today. Listeners, thank you for leaning in and coming alongside us today and giving us the opportunity to connect and share with you today. As you go back out into the world, remember you are loved, you are valued, and you are absolutely needed just as you are. You are a gift. And one of the most positive and powerful ways that you can impact the world is by being willing to share the gift of who you are. So today, I encourage you to find a way to share just a little bit more of who you are. If you're a little bit more isolated, be willing to take some of those walls down to reach out and connect. It can make such a difference for you and for those that you are allowing that connection in. So be willing to bloom where you're planted and shine. Have an amazing day, everyone, and we'll look forward to talking to you next time.
Thank you for joining us this week for Empowering Women, Transforming Lives. Please tune in again for another edition with your host, Rebecca Hall-Gruyter, next Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Pacific, on the Voice America Empowerment Channel, with a replay on Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern and 1 p.m. Pacific on the Voice America Variety Channel. Have a beautiful week, and may you always bloom where you're planted and shine.